Welcome to a new year and a new competition, library friends. In 2022, we have a wide range of contenders for the title of Wacky Bracket Champion. Who will claim the trophy? It's up to you and your votes. Let's take a closer look at our first round matchups. Our first region is the human body, and we start with the brain versus the stomach. With more connections between its cells than there are stars in the Milky Way, the brain is a complex organ that controls our breathing, heartbeat, movements, and more, all while allowing us to form thoughts and solve problems. But can it solve the problem of the stomach, an organ that can stretch to twice its normal size and converts food into energy for our body by mixing the food with acids so powerful that they could dissolve metal? Will the squishy, delicate brain be able to outthink the tough and powerful food-destroying machine? You make the call. Our other matchup in the human body region is one of friends turned foes, the heart versus the lungs. These two organs actually work together in our body to deliver oxygen to all of our cells, but in our wacky bracket, they're facing off. The lungs are used to battle though, as they can also trap and expel germs that make it past our first lines of defense. And the heart is strong and steady as it beats over 100,000 times per day. And although we need both of these vital organs to serve important functions for us, only one will advance to the next round. Our next region is fairy tale villains, and it features some classic competitors. First, the wolf from Little Red Riding Hood versus the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk. Both of them are large, strong, and have a penchant for eating their prey. Both also have a very good nose for sniffing out their next meal. The giant has a wealth of resources, like a magical harp and a golden goose, while the wolf is a good tracker and very skilled at deception. Each has a weakness for the other to exploit, though. The giant falls asleep quite easily, and the wolf can sometimes overeat, making him too full to move. This matchup is sure to be a close one. Our other two contenders in the fairy tale villains region are the witch from Hansel and Gretel and Goldilocks. Now this might be a surprising matchup to some. After all, the witch is a tricky, rich old lady who traps and eats children, and Goldilocks is a girl who went for a walk in the woods. Upon closer inspection though, we see that Goldie breaks into people's homes, steals and destroys property, and doesn't even care. The witch may be able to lure Goldilocks in with her candy, but Goldie is quite small and nimble, and the witch has very poor eyesight. Who will win this battle? It's up to you to decide. We're moving on to the toy region, where all of our competitors are in the National Toy Hall of Fame. First up, Lego versus Barbie. Lego bricks can build just about anything, and they work well together. Just 6 bricks can be combined in over 102 million ways. They can also be combined with technology to create robots that walk and talk. And boy, are they extremely painful when stepped on. That could be a real hazard for Barbie. Although she certainly seems to remain cool under pressure, she always has a smile on her face and never blinks. With over 180 careers, she can be prepared for anything. There's even a Hello Barbie that understands speech and can respond with more than 8,000 phrases. This one will be an epic contest for sure. It's youth versus wisdom in our next toy matchup. The Super Soaker is only 30 years old, but the yo-yo has been around since the time of the ancient Greeks. There are over 175 models of Super Soakers available, and they're able to carry plentiful amounts of water. Some can even blast over 35 feet. The Super Soaker seems like it could evade the yo-yo's spinning tricks by keeping its distance and soaking the yo-yo's string. But what happens when it runs out of water? Will the yo-yo be able to make a comeback, avoid tangles, and instead tie the Super Soaker in knots? We'll have to wait and see. Finally, we have our weather region, which features lightning versus wind. Lightning is a giant electric spark that can travel up to 136,000 miles per hour. Each bolt has enough energy to light up a light bulb for 3 straight months, and some strokes can even blast out heat that is 5,000 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Wind is powerful in its own way, gusting up to 220 or 300 miles per hour in storms like hurricanes and tornadoes. It also has a softer side that cools us off, helps us to fly objects, and allows us to create energy. Wind is a stealthy competitor. It's invisible and almost never moves in a straight line. Who is the victor between these two forces of nature? It's all up to you. And finally, our last matchup is fog versus ice. Fog is silent and sneaky, forming when moisture in the air condenses into a spooky veil of tiny water droplets. Fog can envelop everything in its creepy mist, preventing you from seeing where you're going or what's coming at you. But its weakness is height. Fog can't rise above more than 1,650 feet. Ice, on the other hand, thrives at the cold temperatures of high elevation and can come in many deadly and dangerous forms. Icicles, hail, and icebergs, to name a few. And it makes everything it touches so slick it will just slip out of your grasp. But if you can get the temperature warm enough, ice will simply cease to exist. An intriguing matchup to finish up round 1. Voting for this round is open through Tuesday, March 8th at 8 p.m. You can vote in person at the library or online by clicking the link in the video description. That's all for round 1. We'll see you for round 2. Back to you, Bob.